Did you eat your bananas today?
Bananas.
Bitcoin got rejected for the quadrillionth time on this 2.5-year resistance late last night, actually pushing us as of right now back to Friday's close, guys. This is good for a few reasons, but let's specifically look at what the next likely price target is, because we did again get rejected, and if there was a chance that we were going to break out over the weekend, that was most likely it. Additionally, we're going to be going over just a handful of some very interesting alts that I definitely think if you haven't heard about, you should read into and learn about. Wow, no, this is exciting. And as well, guys, $10,000, is it a bull trap? Why Bitcoin price is now likely to pull back. There's some interesting information in here, and it's not one-sided, so we'll be taking a look at both sides of the coin. Wow, and as we mentioned in yesterday's update, guys, today is the last day for the daily, weekly, and specifically the monthly close, all landing on Sunday. What levels do we have to close about, and what levels do we really have to be careful and watch out for on this chart? Let's get into it. Wow, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another extremely episode of Bitcoin. We have a lot to get into. Last day of the month, we have a few announcements, and specifically we're going to be providing you guys with a little treat. I've been talking about altcoins like the past few episodes, and a lot of people have just been asking what are some alts you're interested in. So I'm not going to go through a full list, but I definitely want to show you some ones that I'm interested in. Some are kind of obvious, but then there's a few that you might be a little surprised or interested in. So definitely make sure to stay tuned for that. Guys, like we mentioned in yesterday's webisode, we're getting the monthly close for Bitcoin today, which is really big. It also lines up with the weekly close because they're both on Sunday. When the month ends on Sunday, that is what's going to happen. So a lot to get into. And as guys as well, we definitely smashed through that goal we had in the last video. I think it was like 1,500 likes. Last time I checked, we were way above that. So we definitely passed that. So we're going to be giving away this ledger in this episode. And just to be a little crazy, if we can hit, let's do 1,600 likes in this video, and we'll give another one, because I still have quite a few of these guys left, because I got them half off. 1,600 likes in this webisode, and we'll do another one in the next video. Whatever, what the heck, right? Awesome. So we have a lot to get into, guys. And as well, I just want to give a huge shout out. Thanks for everybody so much specifically joining in the past 6 months. If we take a look here, about exactly half of a year ago, we changed the format of the channel. We started putting more editing, completely changed. I started trying to be a little bit more of a goofball, and the videos, they've just done so much better. I was actually around 10,000 subs for like a year, and in the past 6 months, we've put on over 20,000 subs just in this past 6 months. Actually, one of the fastest growing crypto channels over the last 6 months. Pretty crazy. This month alone, over 6,000 subscribers have joined. So guys, huge shout out, huge thanks to everybody joining. It's been quite a riot. We love crypto, we love investing, we love memes, and we love to laugh. Wow, guys, like my basketball coach always used to say, go fill up the Gatorade, your team needs it. You are not gonna get any playtime. Wow, guys, so yeah, if we hit 1,600, we'll give away another one of these. Make sure to leave a like, comment, turn on subscribes, dings, and we can get into the episode. So we can start off here because there's a lot of meat and tomatoes of this video. Fibonacci retracement right here, monthly close. What we want to do is close at least above 93. Even better would be above 95, currently where we are. Remember, we wicked into this level this month, all the way up to about 10,000, and we got rejected. Similar to the last few months, this has been a key area. In June, if we want to see a really good June, we want to spend some time trading above like 9,700 specifically, but ideally we would want to get a close there. Hopefully the momentum a few weeks from now is pushing up, so that will be nothing, because I mean, we're only $100 away from that now. If we're not at least $100 in 30 days from now above where we are right now, then I mean, that obviously that's bearish. So the bullish scenario is not asking for much, in my opinion. Again, if we can maintain these levels and just literally get a close about $100, $200 above where we are, then that's just bullish overall, especially on these higher time frames. But that's why I think there is some indecisiveness in the market. Again, there's still that idea that we could go down to the low 7,000s one more time. Okay, I definitely think that the only scenarios right now, in my opinion, long term, because again, day-to-day trading isn't super interesting. But long term, the best case scenario, we break above 10K and we're kind of off to all-time highs in the next few months. And then the other scenario, there's only two scenarios. The other one, I think, is either going down to like the low 7,000s. One of those two, either one I'm extremely prepared for. I would love, honestly, to be able to kind of throw the rest of my money into Bitcoin and specifically a lot of these altcoins if there's another pullback, because I don't expect there to be another pullback. Just to be cautious, I probably won't throw everything in if we go to 7K. But with that being said as well, we are actually getting a cross on the monthly MACD, or we will. It looks like we will be. This is some somewhat of a bullish cross when we get this blue to go above this orange line here. So it looks as though we're going to be seeing that very soon. But as well, we obviously have the weekly MACD cross, which has been bullish for a few weeks now. You can see that's still increasing there. So again, higher time frames look really, really good. But specifically on some of these lower time frames, that's why this article talks about a potential bull trap. So we'll get into that a little bit more, but let's actually go through some TA. You guys can see right here. I mean, we've been talking about this channel for the past 2 months. It is still absolutely perfect in terms of what it's doing. Still getting rejected on this level. This is 1, 2, 3, 4 days now where this has been resistance. You can see it's upward sloping resistance, just like this entire channel is upward sloping support or resistance. It's just upward sloping. So again, you see this, it's still happening. And specifically as well, you can see on this 4-hour Bitcoin chart, where we got this little break last night. I was watching this pretty close. I was a little excited, but not really too much, just because it's a pretty small push. You want to see something, a decent amount bigger to get too excited there. But again, you see it, we get pushed back right into it. However, one thing I will say is that on these smaller time frames, it is looking interesting, consolidating above the 21 4-hour right here. Bitcoin is really consolidating, collapsing in this area. So again, maybe we'll have a real test. We could be seeing a real breakout, but let's take a look at the volume. Really, volume is still declining, so that's good. We haven't seen the breakout yet. If we go over to this chart, let's take a look at the volume here. Let's see. Volume is actually, for the most part, it seems to be declining, but there's a massive red candle right there. But specifically, guys, let's zoom out for 1 second. Let's look at this. Past 2.5 years, remember we talked about a week ago how we were trading so much at this top line? Even more. It's remarkable now. We're trading even more than ever before at this top line. We've been spending so much time ever since the end of April, the entire month of May, we've been trading basically between 8,500 and 10,000. So a $1,500 range for an entire month. Now, if you're in Bitcoin, you know that's a very small range. Okay, very small range here. And again, look where we got rejected too. I mean, it's literally, I mean, anybody that says TA doesn't work at all, I mean, look at these charts. Maybe sometimes TA doesn't work. That's absolutely true. It doesn't always work. Sometimes whales just do what they want, manipulate. Sometimes, I mean, there's a lot of factors, but TA is a huge factor. But anyway, yeah, you can see, look at this. We're still setting lower highs, and lower highs exactly where this line is. This line has been on this chart before any of these touches happened, okay? Because there's been dozens of other touches over the past 2.5 years, but this is still providing downward resistance. But again, guys, I mean, in some sense, there's a very bullish and a very bearish scenario, but for the most part, bulls and bears are incredibly equal right now. The forces are incredibly equal, and that's exactly why we're seeing this consolidation. Okay, because it's really having trouble picking which direction, and the fact that it's right on the last major resistance is just, in a sense, it's very bullish, but the fact we can't get above it is a little bearish. But the entire cryptocurrency market still looking really good, just slightly above, peeking its head up. Again, guys, watch these charts. Any single day, things could get nuts. I know for a fact that the day Bitcoin breaks out, I'm going to get comments being like, how did this happen? What is the reason for this? What is the reason? This is literally the reason. This looks like it wants to break out. It's been doing this for weeks now. If it breaks out, this is exactly why. So please be aware of that. If we get a breakout, this is exactly why. It's been pushing these levels for, basically months. Pull back to the downside, I'd still want to see like that 9,000 to 8,800 if we're going to do it in the short term. And on this chart, actually, if we want to keep the lower high or the higher lows, then 88 would be perfect with that, because our last low was right around 86. And if we got that pullback to around the 88, which would be right here, let's say something like this happens where we're still consolidating, setting lower highs and higher lows, we get a pullback to like here-ish, that could still, that could be the breakout. So we could even see that move down, so don't count that out. Specifically, I've been talking about, I want 88 to happen, actually, and we haven't gotten that yet, so I definitely would keep that in mind. Okay, guys, so let's actually switch it up and do the giveaway kind of in the middle of the episode. So number 2, so let's take this was the 1, 2 of the last 4. So this video, first level, and is on to our second. All right, let's paste it in here, get YouTube comments. Holy macaroni, 446 comments. Now that's a lot of comments. Let's see who the winner is. Woo! Michael Angelos. I think Goldman Sachs leaked. My man, actually, Michael Angelos, definitely hit me up. I think you might have actually said in the past, if you win, give the ledger to someone else. But that could be someone else, so definitely make sure to shoot me a message. You're a longtime watcher, actually. I definitely recognize your name. So huge, make sure to contact me, my brother. Wow, and guys, before we get into some more information, and specifically altcoins, so make sure to stay tuned for that. I think we're going to go over like 5 of them here. Let's go over this article here quick. So $10,000 bull trap, why Bitcoin price is now likely to pull back. So this is pretty important. Let's go over some points here. Keith Waring posted this on Cointelegraph. Bitcoin price is up 25% for the month of May, but is a pullback now imminent? Bitcoin price was once again sideways last week, with price action between bulls and the bears proving to be equal. But scenarios look likely for Bitcoin as we approach the month of May, or as it comes to a close. So one of the things he has here is a bullish monthly candle close, which we've been talking about for a few days. Starting out the monthly, we can see Bitcoin grew in value nearly 25%. This is always nice to see. However, since the March 12th dump, it's nothing for long-term holders to get excited about just yet. I agree with that. Nevertheless, as the 1 month candle is due to open above the 3.82 or the 0.382 fib retracement, a move towards 13,000 is something to get excited about. With that being said, let's not get ahead of ourselves. We need to first claim 11,800, and one cannot ignore that a move to the downside is always a possibility for the king of cryptos also. As things stand, if June was to be bearish, a Bitcoin pullback to 74, 76 is where I'd be placing buy orders. I agree with that. Mid 7,000s, high 7,000s is a very good wick pullback area, I think. And then he goes here that monthly MACD is bullish, which we just pointed out actually about that line crossing above. And as well, the weekly is obviously bullish. It's been for a few weeks now. It says here, for more immediate price movements, we need to drill down to lower time frames. And they talk about bearish divergence on the daily. It's not only flagging bullish on the weekly and monthly, but it's looking poised to cross bullish on the daily MACD. But it says here it almost seems like a trap, as conditions like this on this particular indicator are where dreams are made of. This is interesting here as well. With price trending up and indicator trending down, we still have bearish divergence showing. It's not a bullish sign. But here, descending channel opening up. Taking a look at the daily time frame, we can see Bitcoin broke down below the previous upward trend line last week, and the price has since continued to range through previous support level, making it difficult to determine which direction Bitcoin price wants to go. Very true. It is very difficult right now because a lot of indicators are showing bullish, and there are a fair amount that are showing bearish as well. And it's a mix of this on a lot of different time frames. Specifically, though, the higher time frames in general are showing more bullish, which is good. So on longer term time frames, which shows us a few months, more likely what's to happen a few months from now, it's showing bullish. So I definitely think in the next few months, overall, it's going to be pretty bullish. But in the short term, I think there's a little confusion. This has caused a new downward channel to emerge, which puts 9,700 as resistance and 87 as the midpoint level and 74 as support, which I agree with. I mean, those are like basically the exact levels. I have 97, I have 88 instead of 87, and then for 74, I have basically anywhere between like 74 and 78. After such a big increase in price over the last 8 weeks, a pullback is somewhat inevitable. However, I expect it to be short-lived due to the increased momentum across the higher time frames. Yet again, I agree, 100%. So price retracing could bring us down to 74, he says, and then the bullish scenario is breaking 98 could put Bitcoin on a path to 11K. I think 11.5 is the highest there. And then on to almost 14,000, which I hadn't even necessarily looked at a target that high just yet. But that's very interesting there. So guys, before we go over some of these alts, I just want to let you know that some of the alts that are pumping right now, let's actually show that. Some of the alts that are pumping right now, specifically VeChain, Cardano, are the top two gainers as I'm filming this. In the last 24 hours, they've gone up 18% or 19, almost 19%, and then 18% for Cardano. So what are two things? Actually, why is IOTA? I thought IOTA pretty much failed as a project. I have no idea why that's still there. Can somebody leave a comment about that? I thought IOTA was done. Anyway, VeChain and Cardano, one of the reasons they're pumping is because they are extremely oversold. So we're going to be getting into that specifically, but then I want to show you some of the alts I'm holding on to, because if I would come on and tell you like, hey guys, I'm talking about VeChain and Cardano, that would be kind of silly considering they've already pumped almost 20% each in the last 24 hours. So it would be kind of like an obvious pick. So I'm not really going to be talking about these two. What I want to show you though is Cardano is still as of even after this pump, it is still down over 93% from its all-time highs. Currently it's about 20 cents. Its all-time high was, it says here, $1.18. So yeah, Cardano is still down over 90%, massively down. Similar to what we saw Digibyte a few weeks ago when it had that huge pump. It was insanely oversold, which guys, that's, in my opinion, it's smart to look at coins that have just been absolutely destroyed this bear market over the past 2.5 years, looking for coins that have been absolutely destroyed and that still look like they have fundamentally a reason to exist, and why you think why they're incredibly undervalued in your opinion. So obviously, you buy something that's 90% down from all-time highs and you think, wow, this coin is very useful, it should be a lot more. Those are much better bets, in my opinion, than a lot of other coins in terms of speculating on getting massive gains. Obviously, you want to go for stuff that has proven that the value could be pretty high, and it's still like not doing very well currently. So anybody that would have been in Cardano over the past few weeks definitely made out pretty well. over the past few days. Same thing for VeChain. VeChain is down still over like almost 80% from its all-time highs, and you see there it's pumping massively. So let me just talk about a few brief cryptos that I have pulled up here, and maybe see if you guys are interested. So again, these are just coins that I'm holding. This is not financial advice. I'm not telling you guys to buy these, but I am telling you to maybe read into them and maybe just give your opinions on what you think. So number one I have here, and again, we're only going to go through a few, but a few here, Nano. Nano's all-time high, it's still massively down. I think the all-time high was over $30. Currently, it's less than $1. Okay, so that is one coin that I'm eagerly waiting for. It formerly was Ryblox, and I definitely think the technology is there. So that's one that I'm very interested in. Nano over $30 at the all-time high, currently less than a single dollar. Okay, and then a more obvious one, which had a massive pump recently, was Digibyte, but I'm still very bullish on this. It had a nice pump. It looks to be retracing. It probably still will continue for a little bit, but overall, this coin is just something that I've been interested in for a while. Very strong community, and I'm just personally interested in it for a few different reasons, but also obviously specifically I want to see some massive gains with it. And guys, is what you can get this on Bittrex. You can use my link down in the comments pinned below. Bittrex is not a sketchy site. In fact, it's probably one of the most trustworthy exchanges on the planet, in my opinion, from everything that I've heard and from myself using it over the past few years. Also, this is not sponsored, but yeah, I mean, if you guys want to pick up some altcoins, definitely use my link in the comments or in the description below. But yeah, and then the third one I want to do is also kind of just obvious, which is XTZ. A lot of people have been talking about Chainlink, which I like Chainlink a lot as well, and I'm holding that, but I specifically am very bullish on XTZ. And the first time I've heard about this was actually, I believe it was back in like the summer of 2018. And I've been very interested ever since. And again, ERC20 token, but I think it has a lot of potential. The difference between this one though is that it's already very close to its all-time highs. I think actually, yeah, I think around like $4 or $5 or so was its all-time high, and it's very close to that, but I think the potential for it is very good. It's already in like the top 15 cryptos, so again, it's not like a very big sleeper coin, but I think overall, there are going to be coins that go from maybe 40, 30 in the rankings to the top 10, but specifically a lot of these coins that are already in the high, like top 10, top 15, I think they could still be amazing choices for gains and also for, you know, just making your portfolio more diversified and consistent. And yeah, these are just some of the coins I'm interested in. So specifically Nano, Digibyte, XTZ, and even though I talked about Cardano and VeChain, I mainly want to just bring up how some of these coins can pump crazily, right? This happened specifically within the past week. Even within the past few days, they went absolutely nuts. And it can happen over and over again because some of these coins, again, they do have fundamental reasons why they probably are incredibly undervalued. And as well, thanks everybody so much for joining over the past 6 months. It's been absolutely crazy. This channel has grown so much, and it's been really fun. And as well, you guys, we'll be getting a lot of signups here on T4, and we're still continuing to add content every month. There's actually I think there's almost maybe over 3 hours worth of stuff right now. So make sure to check that out as well. 45 off with the coupon code MAYDAY at checkout. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and let's see if we can get this monthly close above some key areas we talked about in this video. Love you. Peace.